Okay, hey guys. This is your video for reviewing for your rationals test that's going to be on Friday. So let's just look through some problems that'll be similar to the ones you may see on the test. Okay, so here's this first one. We've got 6 plus x plus 5 over x minus 4. Remember this week we've been talking about learning to add and subtract rational expressions. So, like I said before, the first thing that we always want to look for is our least common denominator. But before I can do that, look at this one over here. I've got a 6. It doesn't have a denominator. I need to give it a denominator over 1 first. So now it's a rational expression too. Now I can look and I can follow my rules for finding that least common denominator. So I've got a denominator of 1 and a denominator of x minus 4. So the least common multiple of those two things is just x minus 4. That's my least common denominator. So let's go over here and look at this one. We've got this 6 over 1. It's missing that x minus 4 in its denominator to get to the LCD. So I'm going to multiply the denominator by x minus 4 and the numerator by x minus 4. Because remember, I need to have the same thing being multiplied on the top and on the bottom. That's the same thing as multiplying by 1. I'm not changing the value. I'm just rewriting it so I can add these rational expressions. So this 6 times x minus 4 up on the top is going to become 6x minus 24 because I distributed that 6 just like that. And my denominator is still my least common denominator because I've gotten x minus 4 on the bottom here now. I have x minus 4. Now let's look over at this side. I don't have to change anything here because notice I already have my least common denominator on the bottom of this one. So now this is an adding symbol, so I'm just going to add this whole term. I'm going to add x plus 5. Okay, not too bad. Now the only step that's left is to combine my like terms. So I've got my 6x and my x. These are like terms. So I'm going to combine them. So 6x plus x is going to give me 7x. Okay, so that 6x plus x gave me a 7x. Now let's see what else I have for my like terms. I've got this minus 24, and I've got this plus 5. So minus 24 plus a positive 5 is going to give me a minus 19. And that's all. Remember, when we add and subtract our fractions, we keep our denominator there on the bottom. So my denominator is still x minus 4. I've combined all the like terms that I can. I've kept my least common denominator. Here we are. I'm done. So this is my answer to this one. All right, let's look at another one that's similar to that. Now we're going to look at a subtraction problem. And let's see. The first thing I need to do is find my least common denominator. And notice my denominators are already factored for me, so that's really nice. I don't have to do any factoring or taking out a greatest common factor. I can just look at these and see, okay, this one, my denominator is x plus 4. Okay, my denominator here is x plus 4 times x minus 4. My denominator here is 3 times x plus 4. I need to find the least common multiple of both of these things. Notice both of them already have an x plus 4. I just need to put all these separate parts together. I need to have everything so that my least common denominator isn't missing any part that these denominators have. It's got to have everything in common with them. So it's going to have an x plus 4, it's going to have an x minus 4, it's going to have a 3, and we already said it has to have an x plus 4. So my least common denominator is going to be a 3 times x plus 4 times x minus 4. So this is a multiple of both those denominators, and it's got every factor that both of these have. So let's look at this one over here, 2x over x plus 4 times x minus 4. What is it missing to get to our LCD? It's missing this 3 right here. So I need to multiply the 3 by the denominator and by the numerator. Let's look at this one, this 5 over 3 times x plus 4. What is it missing? It's missing the x minus 4. So I need to multiply in that x minus 4 in the denominator and in the numerator. So let's keep working this out. Now I just need to distribute these into my numerators. And now I've got my least common denominator on both of these. So this denominator is now 3 times x plus 4, x minus 4. And so is this one, so that's why I can combine them now. So I have 3 times 2x up here is going to give me 6x, minus, and notice I need to subtract this whole term, minus 5x. And if I distribute this 5 in, I did 5x, 5 times negative 4, negative 20. So I need to distribute this negative in. It's going to change both of our signs. So I'm going to get 6x minus 5x plus 20 now. Just remember to keep track of those signs. Over, still my least common denominator is still here on the bottom. 3 times x plus 4, x minus 4. So now, all that's left for me to do is combine like terms. I've got this 6x and a minus 5x. So I'm going to combine those like terms. So I'm going to get 6x minus 5x is just x plus 20 over my least common denominator, 3, x plus 4, x minus 4. And if we want to take it one step further here, like I told you guys before, I was okay with you leaving your denominator in factored form, but like if you saw a multiple choice question, sometimes it may ask you to FOIL this back out. So let's look at this. Okay, x plus 4, x minus 4. That's my difference of squares, but I can still work that out. I'm going to scroll down and give myself a little more room, just so you guys know how to put your answer in final form if you need to. I'm going to keep my numerator the same. I'm just focusing on the denominator. So I'm going to leave my 3 out here for now. This is my difference of squares, but if you need to see how that's worked out, look, I'm going to take x times x is going to give me x squared. X times minus 4 gives me a minus 4x. 4 times x gives me a plus 4x. And 4 times negative 4 gives me a minus 16. So notice I have a minus 4x and a plus 4x. If I combine those like terms, minus 4x plus 4x, those are just going to give me 0 because I have a minus of one and a plus of the other one of the same thing. So I'm left with x squared minus 16. And then if I just distribute that 3 in, I'm going to keep this numerator like it is. I'm going to distribute this 3 in. I'm going to get 3x squared minus, let's see, 3 times 16 is 48. So that would be my final answer. And like I said, you may not always have to do that with x plus 4, x minus 4, and the 3, multiplying them all together. But like I said, if your answer choices on your test are like multiple choice and they come in this form, you just need to know how to FOIL that back out and multiply it in. So there we go. All right.
Good morning.
All right, let's keep going on this. How about this problem? This is a little bit like the complex fractions adding and subtracting that we saw the other day. So first off, I'm going to take a look at just this term. I have 2 over 1 plus 1 over 3x. So I've got a fraction in a fraction. I want to be able to get rid of that. I need to find the least common denominator. Let's find the least common denominator of just this one. So the least common denominator of just this one here, I've got a 2, let's see, and like I said, if we see something without a denominator, we can give it a denominator of 1. I've got a 2 over 1, I've got a 1 over 1, and I have a 3x. So that's pretty easy since 2 of my denominators are just 1. I'm going to take this one, this 3x, that's my least common denominator here. So I'm going to multiply the whole numerator here by 3x. I'm going to multiply the whole denominator here by 3x. So let's rewrite this. I've got my 3x times 2 over 1 is going to give me 6x. Distribute this in, my 3x times 1 over 1 just gives me 3x. And 3x times 1 over 3x, that's 3x divided by 3x. That is just 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. So good, I've gotten my fraction within a fraction out of there. And I'm going to pull this guy down over here, plus 1 over x. So now I have a new denominator on this term. I'm going to look at these. Now I need to find the least common denominator of both of these. So you guys had to find 2 least common denominators here. Just keep track of those. So the least common denominator between these new ones, I have a 3x plus 1, and I have an x. I'm going to multiply those together and have x times 3x plus 1. So what is this one missing over here? It's missing the x. So I'm going to multiply by x. What is this one missing in its denominator? It's missing the 3x plus 1. So I'm going to multiply by 3x plus 1. Okay, so on the top here, I've got an x times 6x. That gives me a 6x squared. On the top over here, I've got 3x plus 1 times 1. So that's just going to give me the same 3x plus 1. And now I've gotten the least common denominator in both of these. I'm going to put it over our least common denominator. See if I can, yeah, I can move this. Good. Okay, so this is what I end up with. And unless your answer choices decide to distribute that x in, you can leave it just like this. That is my answer here. So the only thing, we had to find the least common denominator just of this term first so that we can get rid of that fraction in the fraction. And once we turn it into something that looks like what we know, this is just like what we did of Monday this week. We had to find the least common denominator of these two denominators, and that was my x times 3x plus 1. And I just followed my process from there. Okay, more complex fractions. Yay. Okay, this one is one from a little bit more of like last week. This one is an x squared minus 1 over x squared plus 3x plus 2. And this big fraction thing, this just means it's divided by the one on the bottom. So it's divided by x squared minus 2x plus 1 over x plus 2. So the first thing I need to do is I want to rewrite this a little bit nicer than it is. So I'm going to rewrite it side by side as a division problem. So I'm going to get my nice straight lines over here so I can write my fractions. Okay. So this one is, and let's factor it as we go. I want to save us some steps here. So I'm just going to rewrite this one over here. My x squared minus 1 is going to be on the top. And if I factor that out, that's a difference of squares. So I'm going to have an x plus 1, x minus 1. And my denominator here, I'm going to put this on the denominator of the first one. Got x squared plus 3x plus 2. So I need x plus 1, x plus 2 is how I'm going to factor that. I'm going to put my division symbol in between these two guys. And then, okay, so I'm dividing it by this whole thing over here that's on the bottom of my big complex fraction. So I have x squared minus 2x plus 1 that's going to be in the numerator. I'm going to factor that out into x minus 1 times x minus 1. And in the denominator, I've got x plus 2. That's as far as I can factor that. We're good. We'll just write it down. All right, so now when I see a division problem with fractions, I got to remember my KCF. Keep, change, flip. So I'm going to keep the first one. So let's write this back out. I'm going to write out keeping it, x plus 1, x minus 1, x plus 1, x plus 2. Change my symbol from division to multiplication, and I'm going to flip the second one here. So instead of x plus 2 being in the denominator, now it's going to be in the numerator. Instead of x minus 1 times x minus 1 being on the numerator, they're going to be in the denominator. So I flipped this second fraction. So now this looks like a regular multiplication problem. Let's go through and see what we can cancel. Ooh, I have an x plus 1 on the top over here and on the bottom over here. So